Alright, hi everyone, welcome back to Planescape Torment. Last time we woke up in this area, and we spent the entire game in this area. Also, apparently, scroll wheel zooms in and out. So, yeah, surprisingly slow start to last episode. Hopefully, something happens today. It's also worth noting, okay, we gotta dodge these, apparently. Also, do want to bring up that, are they chasing me, or is this just, like, they're just moving? I'm also healing passively, I don't know what's up with that, but, it's also worth noting that, last time, are these not interactable? So Mr. Skeleton there mentioned, like, not killing the women corpses in a kind of a weird way. I've heard comments before about this game being kind of weird about women occasionally. I don't know if that's something that'll come up, but it's something I'll keep an eye out for. Okay, we can just walk right through. There's some corpses. Nothing to say about those? I'm trying to just move somewhere safe. I think we can just, like I said, apparently the, zombie workers won't pay so much mind, so we should be able to just move past everything, usually. I guess that's something we can, that's something we can interact with, but let's do you first, dhall. I'm guessing you're supposed to be who we talk to first, because you're right here. Dhall. The scribe looks very old. His skin is wrinkled, and has a slight trace of yellow like old parchment. Charcoal gray eyes lie within an angular face, and a large white beard flows down the front of his robes like a waterfall. His breathing is ragged and irregular, but even his occasional coughing does not slow the scratching of his quill pen. I guess we may as well talk to him, right? Greetings. Greetings. Morty's like, "Whoa, Chief, what are you doing?" "I was going to speak with this scribe. He might know something about how I got here." Look, rattling your bone box with Dusty should be the last thing. Okay, so he's a, whatever they're called. He wants to kill us or whatever. Yeah, Dusty's, that's a religion where they want everyone to die, so apparently he's part of that. I don't know how we would be able to tell, but anyways. Before Morty can finish his rant, the scribe begins coughing violently. After a moment or two, the coughing spell dies down, and the scribe's breathing resumes its ragged wheeze. I guess he's not paying any attention to us. Anyways. And we especially shouldn't be swapping the chant with sick Dusties. Come on, let's leave. The quicker we give this place the laugh, the bets. Before Morty can finish, the scribe's gray eyes flicker to you. "The weight of years hang heavy upon me, restless one." He places down his quill. "But I do not yet count deafness among my ailments." So he was just ignoring us till now? I mean, I understand it. It's not... these two are probably not someone you'd want to talk to if you had the chance. I mean, we don't know them too well, so maybe that's not true. "Restless one, do you know me?" "Know you. There's a trace of bitterness in the scribe's voice as he speaks. "I have never known you, restless one, and more than you have known yourself." He is silent for a moment. "For you have forgotten, have you not? Who are you?" I forgot I gave Morty a voice, too, because he had... Mort or Morty, however you say his name, had one voice line, and I kind of tried to imitate that. I don't know if I want to, like, get too into that, though. I don't know. I'm not a great voice actor, and I feel like that'll just detract. But anyways. As always, the question. And the wrong question, as always. He bows slightly, but the movement suddenly sends him into a bout of coughing. I mean, it doesn't look like he'll be much of a threat if we have to fight him. He pauses for a moment, catches his breath. "I am dhall. Perhaps you can answer some questions for me, dhall."
Updated my journal.
Updated my journal. I like that. "Very well. What did you wish to know?" Alright, well, we got 6 to go through, so I guess we'll do them one by one. What is this place? You're in the mortuary where restless one. Oh, this is gonna be... I see, like, we got, like 5 questions branching off of this one, so we might be here a while. This might be all of today, but that's fine. You're in the mortuary, restless one. Again, you have come... Before he can finish, Dhall breaks into a fit of coughing, and for a moment he calms himself and his breathing resumes his ragged wheeze. This is the waiting room for those about to depart the shadow of this life. Tell me about the mortuary. This is where the dead are brought to be interred or cremated. It is a responsibility as dustmen to care for the dead, those who have left this shadow of life and walk the path to true death. Dhall's voice drops in concern. Your wounds must have exacted a heavy toll if you do not recognize this place. It is almost your home. What does show more mean? We'll just carry on for now. Shadow of life? Yes, a shadow. You see, restless one, this life, it is not real. Your life, my life, they are shadows, flickerings of what life once was. This life is where we end up after we die. And here we remain, trapped, caged, until we can achieve the true death. True death? I'm kind of going into a Solid Snake mode where I just repeat the last 2 words he said as a question. True death is non-existence, a state devoid of reason, a sensation of passion. Dhall coughs and gives a ragged breath, a state of purity. Is that like, Nirvana? Are we in like some realm of samsara right now? Is that the joke? Sounds like oblivion. Why would anyone want that? Is it worse than remaining in the shadow of what life once was? I think not. Shadow of life? Oh wait, that's what we went to. What makes you think this life isn't real? What makes you think this life is real? Look inside yourself. Do you not feel something lacking? Dhall shakes his head. This is a purgatory. There's only sorrow here. Misery, torment. These are not the elements that make up life. They're part of the cage that traps us in this shadow. I think your fatalism has gotten the better of you. These elements are part of life, but not the whole of it. Dhall shakes his head. Passions carry weight. They anchor many to the shadow of life. As long as one clings to emotion, they will be continually reborn into this life, forever suffering, never knowing the purity of true death. So this is like a filtered version of Buddhism, essentially. I see. How does one escape this cycle of rebirth and achieve this true death? Kill your passions. Strip yourself of the need for sensation. When you're truly cleansed, then the cycle of rebirth will end, and you achieve peace. Dhall sighs. It sounds like a death rattle in his throat. Past these shells of ours, past the eternal boundary, lies the peace that all souls seek. The eternal boundary. Boundary between the shadow of this life and the true death. Tell me more about this mortuary. That gets us back to here. So I'm guessing shadow of life and true death are the paths we already took. But dustmen, what's up with the dustmen? We dustmen are a faction, a gathering of those of us that recognize the illusion of this life. We await the next life and help others on their journey. Perhaps you can explain why the dustmen want me dead. Dhall sighs. It is said there are souls who can never attain the true death. Death has forsaken them. Their names shall never be penned in the dead book. To awake from death as you have done suggests you are one of these souls. Your existence is unacceptable to our faction. Acceptable. It doesn't sound like it leaves me in a good position. You must understand, your existence is a blasphemy to them. them. Like, he's a dust man, right? How come he's not considering himself part of that? Anyways. Many of our faction would order you cremated if they were aware of your affliction. You're a dust man, but you don't seem to be in favor of killing me. Why not? Because forcing our beliefs upon you is not just. You must give up this shadow of life on your own, not because we force you to. Dhall looks about to break into another coughing jag, but he manages to hold it in with some effort. As long as I remain at my post, I will protect your right to search for your own truth. What is your post? I am a scribe, a cataloger of all the shells that come to the mortuary. Dhall coughs again and takes a deep breath. As long as the stream of corpses flows to the mortuary, I shall remain at my post. You say that I've been here more than once. How is it that the dustmen do not recognize me?
Updated my journal.
Okay, apparently that's the right question to ask, because I've updated my journal. I am the one that catalogs the shells that come to our halls, Restless One. Dhall breaks into a bit of coughing, then steadies himself. I don't know if I need to read that he coughs after, like, every sentence, because they seem to just put that in, like, every dialogue bit. I don't know how much it adds. Only I see the faces of those that lie upon our slabs. The dark of your existence lies safe with me. Tell me more about the mortuary. Alright, let's go to Sigil now. Sigil is our fair city, Restless One. Oh, okay, that's easy enough. What about my wounds? Yes, the wounds that decorate your body. They look as if they would have sent a lesser man along the path of the true death. Yet it seems as if many of them have healed already. Yet I am going to skip him just coughing every sentence. But those are only the surface wounds. Only surface wounds. What do you mean?
Updated my journal.
Okay, this is a good path. Updated my journal. I speak of the wounds of the mind. You've forgotten much, have you not? Maybe your true wounds run much deeper than the scars that decorate your surface. But that is something that only you would know for certain. Is there, how did I get here? Dhall snorts in contempt, as if he finds the memory repugnant. Your moldy chariot ferried you to the mortuary, Restless One. You would think you were royalty based on the number of loyal subjects that lay stinking and festering upon the cart that carried you. I arrived here on a cart.
Updated my journal.
Yes, your body was somewhere in the middle of the heap, sharing its fluids with the rest of the mountain of corpses. Your senescal, I don't know what that word is, but I don't know, like this is a Dungeons and Dragons game, right? So surely, like, they have, like, their own terms that they make up, like, they make up creatures and that, so, you know, it's general fantasy stuff, so I don't know if a senescal is something we'll have to find out what it is through this game, or if that's just a gap in my knowledge, but anyways. Your senescal ferret was, as always, pleased to accept a few moldy coppers to dump the lot of you at the mortuary gate. Who is this ferret? He is a collector of the dead. We have such people in our city that scavenge the bodies of those that have walked the path of true death and bring them to us so that they may be interred properly. Where can I find this ferret? If events persist as they have, Restless One, you have a much greater chance of Ferret finding you and bringing you to us again before you find whatever ooze puddle he wallows in this time. Nevertheless, I must find him. A slight warning creeps into Dhall's tone. Do not seek out Ferret, Restless One. I am certain that it will simply come full circle again, with you none the wiser and Ferret a few coppers richer. Accept death, Restless One. Do not perpetuate your circle of misery. I have to find him. Do you know where he is?
Updated my journal.
Dhall is silent for a few moments. When he finally speaks, he seems to do so reluctantly. I do not know under which gutter stone Ferret lairs at the moment, but I imagine that he can be found somewhere beyond the mortuary gates in the hive. Perhaps someone there will know where you find them. So given all the updating in my journals and to talk about Ferret, I'm guessing like this part of the dialogue tree is like obligatory, which is funny because it seems kind of buried in here, but I mean, given the amount of lore, like given how the reputation this game has, it probably just expects you to like spend a lot of time just sifting through dialogue trees, which to be honest I don't really mind. Sounds like you don't like Ferret much. There's some I respect, Restless One. Ferret is not one of them. He wears his ill repute like a badge of honor and takes liberties with the possessions of the dead. He is a knight of the post, cross-trading filth of the lowest sorts. Knight of the post? A knight of the post. A thief. All Ferret brings into our walls come stripped of a little less of their dignity than they possessed in life. Ferret takes whatever he may pry from their stiffening fingers. Does Ferret take anything from me? Probably your journal. Dhall pauses, considering. Most likely. Are you missing anything? Especially anything of value? His voice dips as he frowns. Not that Ferret would take exception to anything that wasn't physically grafted to your body. And sometimes even that's not enough to give his greedy mind pause. I am missing a journal. A journal. If it was of any value, then it is likely it lies in Ferret's hands. I'm assuming we finished the Ferret question. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep going. We already asked this, right? How did I get here? I'm guessing it's on the cart. Did we ask this? We did. Can you tell me how to get out of here? Like, I think these two, I'm guessing, are ones we've covered already. That's one thing I'm missing. It doesn't really tell you, like, what will just take you back to where you've already been and but it won't, so... All this conversation so far, at least, has been kind of like a labyrinth, but... I'll guess, can you tell me how to get out of here? The front gate is the most obvious exit, but they will not let anyone other than Dustman pass. One of the guys by the front gate has a key to it, but it's unlikely he will open it for you unless you are extremely persuasive. I see you had some other questions. Rebel, what do you wish to know? Do you know who I am?
Updated my journal.
I know scant little of you, Restless One. I know little more of those that have journeyed with you and who now lie in our keeping. Dhall sighs. I ask that you no longer ask others to join with you, Restless One. Where you walk, so walks misery. Let your burden be your own. There are others who have journeyed with me, and they're here.
Updated my journal.
Do you not know the woman's corpse interred in the memorial hall below? I had thought that she traveled with you in the past. Am I mistaken? Where is her body? The Northwest Memorial Hall in the floor below us. Check the biers there. Her name should be on one of the memorial plaques. Mayhap that will revive your memory. I don't know, I don't recall ever traveling with a woman. Dhall makes no response to this. He simply stares at you in silence. I'm guessing this is like him saying it's in the biers below. Before he said there were others interred here who journeyed with me. Where are they? Doubtless there are, but I know not their names, nor where they lie. One such as you has left a path many have walked, and few have survived. Dhall gestures around you. All dead come here. Some must have traveled with you once. I find no fault with reasoning. I had some other questions. Very well, what do you wish to know? Well, what do you do here? Is this just him saying he's a scribe? Yep, alright, so that's, we've been there. You sound well. You sound ill, are you not well? I'm close now to the true death, Restless One. It will not be long before I pass beyond the eternal boundary and find the peace I have been seeking. I tire of this mortal sphere. Dhall gives a ragged sigh. The plains hold no more wonders for one such as I. Eternal boundary, we talked about that, right? Right, so let's circle around again. Are you certain there might be some way I could help you? I do not wish to live forever, nor live again, restless one. I could not bear it. And so back here, there's no more questions, right? So, nothing. Farewell, Dhall. As you turn to leave, Dhall speaks. Know this. I do not envy you, restless one. To be reborn as you would be a curse that I could not bear. You must come to terms with it. At some point, your path will return you here. It is the way of all things flesh and bone. Then perhaps we will meet again, Dhall. Alright, and just like that, that is that conversation. And that was an entire episode. Alright. Can I ratchet save? I certainly can. Oh, that's not right. Alright, and so this entire episode was one dialogue tree, which I understand is kind of slow, but that's probably how this game is going to be paced. There's nothing really I can do about that. I literally just saved. Hopefully next time, like, things happen. We'll see how that goes. We'll get to, like, play around more with that. But for now, we will just call it here, I guess. Not that we have much choice in the matter. And, yeah, as always, thank you for watching.